This is the Green family. They used to be a normal, happy family until one day when their dad decided to move them to the suburbs. I'll start off now by introducing you to the man of the house, Richard Green. You see, he grew up very, very poor, and he didn't want that for his children, so he vowed that he would work tirelessly until he was rich enough to provide his family with everything. But that dream was achieved years ago. He's greedy now, and he can't stop working. He wants the finer things in life, and he has been ignoring his family for years because of it. He pays no attention to his wife, and it has taken a toll on her for sure. Speaking of his wife, let me introduce her now. This is Julie Green. She had always been a very loving and caring wife and mother, but ever since they moved to the suburbs, she has felt very alone. Richard works all the time, and the children are usually at school, so she spends a lot of time at home reading. She wants nothing more than to be loved and adored by her husband, but the money and greed have changed him. She misses the simpler days when they were poor but happy. Because Julie is often alone during the day, she usually entertains herself by speaking to their nosy neighbor. She doesn't need to be named. She's not a Green and not the focus of our story. But this neighbor is very jealous of Julie because she's not as rich as the Greens. The neighbor woman wishes that she had as much money and as beautiful as a house that the Greens have, so she often likes to pretend that she's one of them by dressing up and playing the part. The neighbor lady feels like she needs to show off pictures of herself and her husband on vacation in various places, although the destinations aren't that nice since she doesn't have that much money. But she does this in order to prove that she has a great life without all of the money and to rub it in Julie's face. And this never fails to make Julie jealous, so she enjoys giving frequent house tours to show off her money in order to make the neighbor woman jealous. There's a lot of jealousy going on here, folks. It's a pretty complicated situation. Back in the living room now, we see the first child, Penelope Green, walking in and asking her mother for money. Julie doesn't mind because this is about the only time she gets to interact with her daughter, sadly. Penelope Green is what you might call, well, a spoiled brat. She had no problem adjusting to their move to the suburbs, or with the fact that her father isn't around, because she knows that because of the move and because of these changes, she gets to have all the money in the world. She absolutely lives for shopping. It's her favorite thing to do, even though she already has everything. The last member of the Green family is Sally Green. She spends a lot of time in her room alone, but it's not because she's sad or greedy like the rest of the family. Sally loves to paint, and she's been working very hard on her paintings because she hopes that her family will come to see her artwork all finished and hung up at her art show that's coming up. She's the only one who still has hope that the family will one day be able to return to the happy state that they all used to know and love, and she believes that her art show would be the perfect place for everyone to come together as a family again. The day of the art show arrives, and it looks like she has made some improvement in her art abilities since we last saw her, but none of her family members show up. Her dad was still working, her mother had made plans with the neighbor lady, and Penelope was out shopping with friends. Sally realizes her attempt to bring the family together has failed, but maybe she will try again someday. This brings us to the ending of the Green family story. For now, money, greed, and jealousy have torn them apart. Richard wears green because of his greed, Julie wears green because of her jealousy, and Penelope wears green because of her obsession with consumerism. But Sally wears green for a different reason. She believes that one day this family will be full of life again. Together, they're the Greens. Maybe the 1960s will give them a chance to change for the better.